18 and 10. The name of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. Okay, I'd like to start off this lesson by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Acha Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles, the elder bishops, a great millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Alright, so again, Proverbs 18 and 10. The name of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. Okay? So in the Lord we have our defense. Okay? In the Lord we have our faith. In the Lord we have our hope. Okay? The Lord is the one that's going to deliver us from the evils that He Himself is going to bring upon this world. Okay? The hour of Jacob's, the time of Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, the evils that are about to be brought upon this world according to prophecy, okay, are all happening because that is the will of the Lord, so that He may show His strength unto the world, so that every knee may bow down to the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, so that He may be glorified as He is. Okay? It says here, but again, the righteous, they trust in the name of the Lord. The righteous, they trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai in the sense that He will protect those that put their trust in Him. Okay? As He has promised. Okay, it says here, Psalms 146 and 3. Put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. Okay, you understand that. You have to understand that that man cannot help you, especially in the time where the Lord is going to bring forth His evils, man. Okay, it is impossible to escape out of His hands. If the Lord wants to destroy you, wants to keep you alive so you can suffer, if the will of the Lord stands, His counsel shall stand. Okay, so there is no help in man. Okay, your only help is in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, so when the evils come, again, we're doing these works so that we can obtain mercy in the time of wrath. Okay, as it says, remember mercy in the time of wrath. Okay, because as it says, the Lord is not unrighteous to remember to forget all the righteous deeds that you have done for His name's sake and that you do for the elect's sake. Okay, so the Lord will not forget what you do for Him. Okay, so that's why we're so diligent and so fervent in pushing this message, pushing the vibration of righteousness on the earth, being an example unto those that are in darkness. Okay, you see, because again, the Lord will help us in due time. Okay, and again, He helps us each and every day. The fact that you woke up, that was the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, the fact that you have food to eat, the fact that, you see, again, the Lord is the one helping us, man. It's not of our own volition, it's not of our own works. As it says, it's not Him that runneth or Him that willeth, it's the Lord's will. Okay, just as He feeds the birds, the animals, the wildlife, the Lord takes care of them all. How much more us? Okay, so again, Psalms 146 and verse 3, put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. There is no help in man. The help that comes from man is either is temporary or useless. Okay, it's vain. Okay, because man cannot help himself. Okay, a man has no power to retain the soul. Okay, he doesn't even know when he's gonna die. Okay, so man cannot help you, especially in the times of evil that the Lord will bring. Okay, it says here, His breath go forth, He returneth to the earth, and in that very day His thoughts perish. So when He dies, he's done. He cannot live. A man cannot live forever. Cannot out of his own will live forever. It doesn't matter if you're the healthiest guy, a guy that takes care of its diet, okay, that exercise every day. If the Lord wants to put you to death, He'll put you to death, and there's nothing you can say about it. Okay, and when you die, it's over. Okay, you go in the spirit realm and you're at rest. Your thoughts they perish, as it just said. But it says here, verse 5, happy is he that had the Most High, the power of Jacob, for his help, whose hope is in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, His power. Okay, so happy you, okay, if you trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, okay? Because what is our expectation that comes with following this doctrine, okay? To have mercy in time of wrath, to obtain salvation, okay? To be exalted, okay? To have the love of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, okay? You see? So again, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. That's why it's very important, because the Lord will not give his glory unto another. Okay, so if you're calling unto another name other than Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, that means that you're not of his. Okay? And even if you call upon those names, you have to obey. Okay, it's not just a thing of knowing the names, because a lot of people are going to say, Lord, Lord, look at what we've done. We've chased out devils. We healed. We've done many works in thy name. Okay, but no, it's about your mindset. It's about your heart. Okay, are you sincere? Are you pure in the fact that you're in the way that you're serving Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai? Are you doing it for ulterior motives? Are you you're pushing for the word so you can have followers, so you can get donations? Are you the Lord looks at all those things at the inward. Okay, so you can't hide your intentions from the Lord. Okay, so you have to be sincere. Okay, as it says, freely was it given unto you, freely ye give. Okay, so you can't really expect anything but to do the will of the Lord as a servant. Okay, what we expect is the mercy of the Lord, to do what is well pleasing unto him. Okay, to follow after righteousness. Right? And again, as it says, pertaining to Job, what did Job say? Job 13:15, it says, though he slay me, though the Lord Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai punishes me, okay, puts me through afflictions, it says what? Yet will I trust in him. It doesn't matter if it's good or evil, okay, because again, both comes from the Lord, life and death. Okay, as it says, he wounds and he heals. So the Lord puts you through situations, through adversity, to perfect you. Okay, so regardless of if you're catching hell or if you're doing very well, okay, you still have to put your trust in the Lord. As Paul said it himself, I know how to be abased and I know how to be abound. And all these things I will not forsake the Lord. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, but I will maintain my own ways before him. All right, so again, though he slayed me, yet will I trust in him. All right, regardless of what happens, you understand that, hey, that's the will of the Lord, that he's making me go through all these things, through these adversities. I'll take it. You see, I'll take those hits, but I know that it's working. The Lord is working on me and perfecting me, so that I may resemble Yahweh Shai more and more. Okay, through those adversities, it's building up my faith to the point of Jacob's trouble, when I'll have to have complete assurance that the Lord is dealing with me and I'll be able to overcome these things. Okay, so all the things that we're going through right now is so that we are assured that the Lord is dealing with us. Okay, so that there is no doubt in that time that the Lord will take care of us. All right, so we have to endure. Okay, so it says here, so again, happy is the man that trusteth in the Lord, even when evil happens unto you, even when good happens unto you, you still have your faith in Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so it says here, and again pertaining to the evil, it says here in it says here in 2nd Ezra 16, and let's read the build up. It says, here, 2nd Ezra 16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. Okay, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. Okay, so all those that that fold in those days, as it says, if your strength is small in that day, is because you have no faith. Roughly paraphrasing, if you fold in the time of adversity, because you weren't exercised in patience, you weren't exercised in the faith, you weren't a part of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai's flock. Because again, the elect will endure until the end, regardless of what they have to go through. Okay, they will persevere and endure in the faith. Okay, they will never turn their backs on Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. Okay, and it reads, And they for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Okay, so pertaining to Revelation 12, okay, the dragon was wroth with the woman, okay, and he make war with them that have the testimony of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, okay, that move according to the spirit of prophecy. Okay, so we know these things. Okay, we know that these demons, starting with Esau, Edom, okay, and the rest of the people who are follow after the vibration of this world are gonna see us. Are gonna see those that fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and that keep His ordinances as enemies, as terrorists, as a thing that has to be eliminated. Okay, you see. So again, there's gonna be a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. And that being said, when you're faced with all these things, are you gonna trust in the Lord, or are you gonna fold, okay, and be in that spirit of fearing men rather than to fear what the Lord can do unto us? Okay, and just as Yahushua said, I will teach you who you shall fear. Fear not him that can kill the flesh, okay, but fear him that has power to destroy the flesh and put your soul through hell. Roughly paraphrasing, we are to fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and not what man can do unto us. Man can only do so much. Okay, he might torture you. Okay, he might put your family to death. He might do this, he might do that. But you have to remember that the Lord Yahweh can do worse. And regardless, you still have to face him at the end of the day. Okay? You see, so you either so there's only two options. Either you face Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai having kept your integrity, or you face him as an enemy. Okay? And you can obviously discern which one is the best choice. Okay? So it says here, they shall be like men sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. All right. So again, there's going to be a great wrath. There's going to be a great persecution coming, and that happens throughout history, man. It's not the first time. In the time of the Greeks, okay, when in the time of the Hellenization, okay, there was a great persecution. All right. There was a great persecution during the time when Jacob and his when Levi and I believe was who was it? It was Levi and I forget, Simeon. Levi and Simeon, they went and they killed the Hamites, okay, for defiling Dinah. Okay, so there was a great war that happened because of that fact. Okay, so they ended up fighting. They ended up destroying a lot of nations because of they were hated. Ultimately, there was a great persecution against Israel. Okay, and that time we were just a family. All right, not so much a nation, but really just a family. All right, and persecution happened throughout the times. Okay, and this is going to be really the final persecution. All right, see, and that's the final moments that we have to endure. Okay, but again, that temptation, that hour is going to be. It's going to excel everything that we've seen, man. It's going to be a time like no other time, as it says in Daniel 12. But at the same time, you're going to see the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So it says here in Daniel 12, Daniel 12 and 1. It says here, and in that time, and at that time shall Michael stand up, Micah Allah, okay? The angel, the archangel, okay, the great prince was standeth for the people, for the children of thy people. Okay, possessive, the Israelites are that people that it's speaking of. Okay, not every nation. Okay, Michael is gonna stand up for the Israelites. Okay, it says here, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation even to that same time. So even worse than the flood, that when the Lord brought the flood upon the earth, even worse than World War I, World War II, even worse than slavery, okay, the chattel slavery that happened about 400, 500 years ago. Okay, so that time is going to be worse than that. So only imagine. Okay, and having this understanding, you are to prepare yourself mentally, okay, to face these events. Okay. Sometimes I think about it. I think about situations like that. Oh, what if the government ended up capturing my family and tell me that I have to submit to this wicked kingdom, or they'll put them to death? Or what happens if I'm faced with the guillotine, okay, and I had to go through it? So they give me the final option to save my life and take the MOTB, or get put to death. Okay, well, what would I do? Okay, in that time I have to trust in the Lord. Okay, in that time is gonna really show who's who. Okay, because again, as it says, looking towards Yahushai, okay, the author and finisher of our faith. Okay, and I'm gonna bring it out. Let me just finish with this one. So it says here, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be written in the book. Okay, so how are you going to know that you're written in the book? As it says, put on as the elect. Okay, the Lord is going to deliver you if you're a part of his people, if you're a part of his flock. Okay, you see, the Lord is not going to leave you stranded. It's not going to let you out to dry. Okay, you see, the Lord is going to protect you. You have to understand that. Okay, Michael is going to be there. The fact that it tells you that Michael is going to stand up at that time is just to tell you that the Lord is going to allow a spiritual intervention to come to pass, so that those that fear him and those that serve him may be protected from that time, from the hour of evil. Okay, so regardless of what you have to go through, what you will have to face in that time, you have to know that the Lord is with you. Okay, that the Lord is with you. Okay, this is kind of similar to what happened in the time of Elisha. Okay, let me see. Right. It says here in 2 Kings 6, and I'll start at verse 14. Therefore sent he, that he goes into the king, enemy king. I don't really remember who it was, but it was the enemy king who was, let me see, the king of Syria. Okay, the king of Syria was perplexed because the angel, okay, the Elisha kept revealing his plans, the plans of the king of Syria unto the king of Israel, so that he would be delivered from his setup. Okay, because the king of Syria was seeking to kill the king of Israel. Okay, but Elisha, being warned of the Most High, warned the king of Israel so that he may be defended. So again, you see the spiritual intervention. The Lord reveals the plans of the enemy unto his men, so that his men can declare it to the nation, and then he that takes heed will protect his life. As it says, the prudent man foreseeth the evil. Okay. So again, the Lord is opening our eyes and allowing us to foresee the evils that are about to happen. Hence Jacob's trouble. Okay, telling our people to prepare. Okay, and just as I read before in 2 Ezra 16, it says that those that consent unto them shall be had in derision and trodden underfoot. So that, what does that go into? They're gonna be ill treated. They're gonna be treated poorly. Okay, again, because not only did they turn their backs on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, but you're gonna realize that this system that they're gonna have you bow down to is a system of oppression, complete oppression. Okay, they're gonna have you as total slaves. Okay, in that kingdom. Okay, to the fact that they're controlling your every move. Okay, they want to know how much times you breathe, how many strokes you pump into your wife. Okay, they're going to want to control every aspect of your life, in a sense becoming gods themselves. Okay, through the technology. Okay, to their crafts. Okay, to their witchcraft. Okay, you see, but that's what's going to happen. So the Lord has warned his prophets, has declared these things unto his prophets, and his prophets have gone out and spread this message, this warning to the people, and those that will take heed, it shall be well with them. All right. So it says here, back to the point, Second Kings 6 and 14. Therefore he sent, the king of Syria sent thither horses and chariots and a great host, and they came by night and compassed the city about. Okay, and when the servant of the man of the Most High was risen early and gone forth, behold, an host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, master, how shall we do? Okay, so imagine that in the whole city, the city is surrounded by the army looking for that one individual, looking for the prophet. So if you're able to picture that in your mind, imagine the same scenario for Jacob's trouble, because again, there shall be great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So the army is gonna compass the Esau is gonna militarize the city and and looking for those that refuse to submit to this wicked kingdom. Hence the prophets, okay, especially the prophets, okay, because we're the opposition to this wicked world. We're the opposition to this wicked system that they're trying to set up. Okay, so of course, they're gonna militarize position military around the cities to eradicate those that fear the Lord. That's that great insurrection. Okay, so if you're able to picture that scenario in your mind, that's exactly what's happening in that time, during the time of Second Kings to Elisha. Okay, so it says here, and this is the attitude, okay, of a man that trusts in the Lord. It says here, and he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. Okay, that's the mindset that you are to approach Jacob's trouble. Fear not, okay, because we are not to fear, because again, the Lord is the one that is allowing these things to come to pass. Okay, and there be more with us that be with them. Our power, okay, our hope is in the spiritual, not in the carnal. Okay, and again, we have to know that Michael is going to stand up for us. Yahweh Shai is going to stand up for us. Yahweh himself is going to stand up for us. Okay, you see, in that time. And regardless if you die, regardless if you live, if you retain your integrity, the Lord will reward you. Okay, so it says here, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. Okay, so he was in a spiritual mindset, contrary to what his servant was, because he saw the army and he was bugging, he was panicking. Okay, he didn't understand. And again, Elisha had a spiritual mindset. So he says, and Elisha prayed, okay, and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. Okay, so he saw a mountain that was full of angels. But Elisha had to pray, okay, for his servant to be able to see these things. Okay, and then when he saw it, he calmed down. He had to calm down. Okay, he was strengthened in the spirit, knowing that, hey, the Lord is dealing with us, so we have nothing to fear. Again, as it says, fear not. Okay, I'm gonna go back to 2nd Ezra 16, but again it says what? Fear not. That is important. We are not to fear the things that are about to happen, but rather face it head on with the assurance that the Lord will protect us in those times. Happy is he that has the Lord for protection, that has the Lord for hope, okay, that looks unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for salvation, not until the vain ideas of men. Okay, 144. That's the spirit. Okay, 144, man. Trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. We pray that to be a part of that number of those that trusted in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai once they first heard this word, and that be a part of those that will not reject Yahweh Hashem Yahushai unto the end. Okay. So again, fear not, because those that are with us are more than they that be with the world, those that be with the Isa Edom. Okay, we're not to be afraid of the army. Okay, we're supposed to stand firm for the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai even unto death. Okay, so bringing it back to 2nd Ezra. Okay, so again, that was another sign of a spiritual intervention. Michael was standing up, will stand up for those that fear the Lord in that time, and those that are written in the book. And in that time, there was an army of angels, celestial angels, who surrounded Elisha in the time where the army of the Syrians were looking for him to destroy him. And later on in that story, you see how the Lord delivered that host in the hands of Elisha and sent them back home. Okay, to the point where he could have killed them, but Elisha was delivered, and these people were sent back home. You see. just to show you the might of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Either way, regardless of how the Lord wants your story to end, okay, if it's in death or either in life, okay, you'll still receive your recompense if you trust in Him. Okay. So back to 2nd Ezra 16 and reading on. It says here, I'll jump to the point. It says here, verse 74, "Hear, O ye my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same." Who will deliver us? Is it man? Is it your neighbor? Is it this? No, it's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that will deliver you from the same. Okay? Be not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide. Who is our guide? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. He's taken us by the hand the same way that He led us out of Egypt. Okay? And we are not to be rebellious as our forefathers when they were led out of Egypt. We are to trust the process. We are to follow after Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai until He brings us back to our destination. Okay? So trust the process, trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Understand that He was not leading you to destruction, but rather into life. Okay? Regardless of how that process, regardless of where that process leads you, know that it's bringing you back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and as long as you have faith, He will deliver you. Okay? So it says here, "And the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves." Okay? So trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It says here in Revelation 2 and 10, and it reads, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer." So again, He's telling you, you're going to go through things. You're going to suffer. You might lose loved ones. Okay? You might lose this and that. Okay? But fear not those things that you shall suffer. Okay? It's a part of the process. Trust the process. Trust Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? "Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison." Okay? And that's the physical counterpart of Satan, the Edomites, the so-called white man. Because Satan himself, the spiritual demon Satan, is not going to grab people and put them to jail. You know, him and his pitchfork is not going to come and put people in jail. Okay, that's not happening. That's talking about his physical counterpart, Isa Edom, aka the so-called white man. Okay, and it says, "Behold, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. And that 10 days doesn't mean 10 days. Then you're in jail for 9 days, and then you're like, okay, after this, tomorrow I'm gonna be delivered. No, man, the Lord works on His time, and it could be 1 month. It could be that you're in jail for a month. It could be that you're in jail for 1 day. But if again you look at the scriptures, okay, it tells you what pertaining to the prophets. Look at them that suffered for the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Happy is he that endureth. Okay, how many prophets were cast into jail cast into prison for prophesying the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai? Okay, but again, what happened? They were delivered. And even if they weren't delivered, they left a good name behind. They kept their integrity in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and in their kingdom they will be rewarded. Okay, it's not in vain that we're doing these things. Okay, you see, it says here, "Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried." So again, it's a part of our trial. It's not for destruction. It tells you pertaining to 2nd Maccabees, I believe the 6th chapter. Those that read this book, don't be don't be confounded. Okay, because the Lord is not destroying us, is not bringing these calamities to destroy us, but rather to chasten us and better us, so that we may look like Yahushai more and more through these afflictions. Okay, He's trying us as a gold is tried in the fire. Okay, so it says here, "And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Okay, be thou faithful unto death, and He will give thee a crown of life." Okay, we are to be faithful unto death, and the Lord will give us a crown of life. You see the duality of this statement? Then you have to have faith to understand these things. Okay, because if you tell that to some other people that are in the world, people that have a carnal mind, they won't get it. Okay, that's why you have to that's why you have to walk in the spirit and live in the spirit to understand these things. Okay, those that worship Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai must worship him in truth and in spirit. Okay, because if you tell someone, hey, if you die you'll live, they won't understand it. Okay, if you tell someone, if you lose your life you shall gain it again, if you find your life you shall lose it, to them it goes over their head. They can't get it because they're not spiritual. It wasn't given unto them. All right, but for unto you that it is given, trust in these words, because in them you find life everlasting. Okay, Salakia. So it says here in Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, the words of prophecy, okay, because you have been faithful and obeyed the ordinances of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, even unto death. It says here, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. So again, who's the one protecting us in the times of evil? Is the Lord. Regardless of how it's done, it's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that's going to protect us. All right, and you have to trust in these things. Okay, the Lord might pass through individuals to help you, to protect you in that time. Okay, but it's still the Lord that put that spirit in those individuals. Whatever happened is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that glory goes onto. Okay, that glory goes to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai for our salvation, none other. Okay, so it says here, I will also keep you from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Okay, so that the hour of temptation is going to happen unto everyone. Okay, rich, the same way that Esau Edom wants rich or poor, free and bond. Okay, everyone will have to be tried, and everyone will have to make a conscious decision, either to follow after this wicked world or to suffer for the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, but to be greatly rewarded afterwards. Okay, you see, and it says here, this is the mindset of the elect. It says here, Revelation 12 and 11. And it reads, and he overcame, and they overcame. Who? The elect. Okay, the elect overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. So through the sacrifice that Yahweh made over 2,000 years ago. Okay, and it says here, and by the word of their testimony. Okay, the word of prophecy. Okay, the faith, what's written in the scriptures, that they held fast. Okay, what they had. Okay, they trusted in this word. Okay, and they trusted in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai rather than to put their trust in man. Okay, and it says what? And they love not their lives unto death. Okay, even to the point where they're willing to sacrifice themselves, just as Yahweh Shai sacrificed himself for us. Okay, you see, no greater love than this, that a man would give up his life for his brother, and that's exactly what Yahweh Shai did unto us, and that is how we are to do. We are to do the same for him. Okay, he has set the example. He has set the standard that we should abide by. Okay, being willing to throw our life away for him, just as he did for us. Okay, as he said, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me and to complete it, to finish it. And we have to have the same mindset, because just as Yahweh Shai was sent of Yahweh, we were sent of Yahweh Shai to complete and to do his will. Okay, to endure until the end. Okay, so let me close out with this. It's been 30 minutes. I have to head back to work, but this is the real work. Okay, this is where I get my real reward. Okay, so it says here in Hebrews 12 and 2, close out here. It says here, looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. For consider him that endured such contradictions. Okay, see the lifestyle that Yahweh Shai had. He said foxes have holes. Okay, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. He was chased out of places. He was lied on. Okay, he was persecuted. Okay, not only that, but it said that he was marred more than any man. Okay, you see. So again, it shows you how he had to face the hour of temptation. Okay, and he overcame. So again, it says here, for considered him that endured such contradictions of sinners against themselves, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. So again, we haven't faced the hour of temptation. Okay, so we are to be built up in the faith now. Okay, to be ready to face these moments. The Lord is making us go through the fire so that we can obtain, so that we can be ready to face those moments of hardship. Okay, again, there's gonna be as no time ever before in mankind's history. Okay, I got another precept that jumped in my mind. It says here, is it Sirach? Is it Sirach 2? Okay, it says here, Sirach 2:1, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Okay, so that's a given. We'll have to face that tribulation and affliction, because again, the earth is in darkness and the people are in gross darkness. So the world is in complete opposition to the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, to the point where they will want to eradicate the light. Okay, because again, they hate the light because they know that their deeds are evil. So we are a reminder that they're going off. So of course, they're in the time of Isa Edom seeking to establish his wicked kingdom, okay, his wicked enterprise, he'll have to get rid of us, because we're just a reminder that what they're doing, what they're seeking to do is evil. It's a vain work in the sight of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, so it says here, jump to verse 10. Jump to verse 4. It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. So whatever happens upon you, whether good or bad, trust that the Lord is with you, and be content in knowing that. Be content in knowing that the Lord is dealing with you, okay? Regardless of what you're going through in life, yes, some afflictions, you don't have to be happy-go-lucky all the time. It says the wise man scarcely smiles. Okay, we understand the evils that are about to happen. We know that the Lord is gonna plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord are gonna be many. Okay, so we know the sweet and we know the bitterness of the truth. Okay, but regardless of what happens, we have to know that the Lord is with us. Okay, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. Okay, the acceptable men are tried. So like I'll read that again. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall. Let's say fall, man. Go not. It's the straight path, the difficult path, but go not aside, because if you go aside, you're gonna fall. Okay, the Lord is with them that fear him. Okay, the Lord is not gonna let you be destroyed. It says the Lord, with the temptation, make it the way to escape. You see the mercy of the Lord. Even if you're going through something, he'll still make a way out that you can endure it. Okay, so again, it says here, ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. Okay, look at the generations of old. So even that's a commandment, to look at the stories of our forefathers. Okay, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? The answer is no. Did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? The answer is no. Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? And then the answer is no one. Look at the generations of old. Go to the history. Go to the book. Okay, to the testimony of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, to the book of commandments, and realize that the Lord has never forsaken anyone that sought for him. Okay, as it says, as it was in your mind to go astray from the Lord, seek him 10 times more. Okay, and it says, if you seek the Lord, if you take a step towards the Lord, he will take 2 steps towards you. Roughly paraphrasing. All right. So again, our hope is in the Lord. In the time of destruction, in the time of affliction, he's the one that's going to come and deliver us, as it is written. Okay, he's going to allow spiritual interventions to occur to help the elect. Okay, our strength is in the spirit, not in the flesh. Okay, the weapon of our warfare are not carnal but spiritual. Okay, you see, and that's how we're gonna overcome the world, through our faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So that being said, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. Until next time, shalom, shalom, shalom. Barakatah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Barakatah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Barakatah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Shalom.